Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all having a great start to your Wednesday. We're going Hump Day is here, and we're gonna be breaking down the E-mini S&P 500 futures contract, breaking it down from the monthly, going into our weekly, going into our daily, then down into our 30-minute time frame, where I will look at the profile or TPO time price opportunity to give you guys a little bit of an update on how today occurred. I took three trades today, did well. Kept it small and worked out well. Uh, Wanted to hold on, but after taking the loss yesterday and then having the loss of last week, I'm tired of taking losses. So whenever the profit's there, I'm gonna take it. We're gonna scalp it out until we build up the account back to where I'd like it again. However, we're gonna be looking at the monthly here. Monthly broke that trend line so far, right? We're trying to move higher. We had inside month in January, right? We broke that inside month, trying to move to the upside, trying to find acceptance over the 41.41 level. Need acceptance over that. It's a big level. We've been battling that 41.41 and the 41.30 level for quite some time. Um, I, People call the monthly up, one time framing up, kind of after we've broken December's high, but for me, I am not calling the monthly up until we break my balance high of 43.2750. We break my balance high of 43.2750, then I'll meet along with everyone else in one time frame up, and then firmly we'll have acceptance over that 41.41 level, which I think is a crucial level in order for us to continue to move higher. Market is attempting to find acceptance up here, finding acceptance of higher prices, trying to find buyers at these higher prices. And so far, it's been lackluster. Hasn't been much volume, hasn't been much push. But bulls and buyers alike have been holding tight. Is it shorts holding up this market, or are actual people stepping in the market, putting a little bit of money to risk on the potential that we stop the trending down and move up? Today we had some economic data came out. I couldn't tell you. We had economic data come out, and the market really didn't move a whole lot of it. We were digesting basically what occurred yesterday, and we'll look at that here in a second. Let's go down into our weekly. Weekly, been trying to find acceptance over that 41.41 level, right? Just like I've been talking about, we've wicked. Kind of see here, each of these candles have wicked back below that 41.41 level. We've had an inside week, 2 weeks in a row now, right? After having this outside week down, balance, right? We came into a balance after we one time frame down for 2 weeks, came back into a balance, and then we've been one time framing up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks in a row, right? We've gone up to balance, but you can still say the market is trending up. We got a little bit of a flag forming here, right? A little bit of a flag forming. Which way we break out of it will determine a lot. Also, which way we break out of it will determine which way we break out of this balance. And I'll bring up that balance right here. Balance area inside of this week. If we break this high of 42.0850, then the weekly will continue to one time frame up. No issue there. And we should get a pretty good move and potentially fill this gap that's right in here in this 42.20 range. And then get back above the 43.28 level, which is where my monthly high is, right? My monthly balance high is. So, however, if we take out the balance low here, 40.29, the weekly will stop one time framing up and we'll begin to one time frame down. Because right now we're just up to balance. We take this low out, we'll start one time framing down, in my opinion. However, you can see here in the bigger picture, we've broken this trend down and we've been attempting to trend up ever since, if I can draw. Just kind of give you a visual, right? We've been kind of riding this trend up. How far we go up is the question, right? Let's go into our daily. Daily is going to be the exact same thing. Not a whole lot different. On the daily, the only thing that is noteworthy of on the daily, right? Daily balance is the exact same. 42.0850 is the balance high. 40.2950 is the balance low. The 20-day moving average is above the balance low and is creeping up, right? Looking to see if that comes into play at some point. If we come up and fell at the high again and roll over, do we test the 20-day moving average and get below it and then potentially test our daily balance low again? That's going to be the question. That's going to determine a lot on how we handle things. So that's what we're going to be looking for going into tomorrow. Today we finished off pretty good, as you can see. Taking back some of that big wick down. You can see here on the daily candle, volume wasn't terrible, but it wasn't heavy. Slightly less than yesterday, about 600,000 contracts less than what it was the previous day, but we did grind higher and take back most of this day. If we can get some momentum to the upside here, we should have a good chance at testing our 42.0850 level, which is what the market's trying to do. We've been trying to move higher. Let's go down into our 30-minute time frame and review what occurred on the intraday here. Go ahead and review what occurred on our intraday and break down the few trades that I did take on the day. Early on, we opened up inside value, and I kind of said yesterday, if we opened up inside of the in today's range, I would kind of expect chop for the most part. I would expect to see some back and forth action, especially if we couldn't take out either the high or the low. And we didn't even get near it. We just kind of opened up around this 41.30 level. And I said that J could be an afternoon pullback low, but I wouldn't lean on it too much because of it not being a true afternoon pullback low. And it became an area where we battled back and forth for majority of the day, as our point of control is 8 wide here at 41.32. All right, 41.32 is the point of control here, 8 wide only. So we're not going to carry it forward, but we won't ignore it going in the days forward. But we battled back and forth in this 41.31 level. Early on in A period, we opened up below, pushed up to that 41.30 level and backed off pretty good. B period began to one time frame down, but couldn't find much extension or get near the day's low. I believe at the time that we had taken out the overnight low as well. So sellers had a few things in their favor early on. We were one time framing down, and we had gotten the overnight low. Then we couldn't find much extension, couldn't go trend, couldn't get the previous daily lows. So we rotate up higher. C period stops the one time framing. So now we're in a balance, right? A's high to A's or B's low. The initial balance is A's high. C takes that out just by a tick or so. But we come back in and we create a 3 wide point of control. All right, 3 wide point of control early on, showing that today may be somewhat of a choppy rotational day. And then D period pushes up. We be taking out the initial balance clearly and then grinding higher. We start one time framing up. We never see the opening again. So buyers take that. Eventually the buyers get the overnight high. In E period, we continue one time frame up. Can't really go trend. We come back in and create at this point, 5 wide point of control at the 41.32 level. So now we have a point of control, an area where buyers and sellers are happy doing business. So whenever we push up, you can look and seeing that we couldn't go trend in B period or trend in E period, you're kind of fading the edges and extremes. So whenever we pulled, we're up here in F period, you could have taken a short against E to rotate into the 5 wide point of control to get 6 wide, right? So then the F period would be the 6th point of control to pull, or the 6th time frame to pull through that 41.32 level, and that's exactly what we did. F opened up, couldn't get E's high. We rotate in. You take the short, right? You're short 40. You come in the 32, and you take it off for a nice 8-point win. And then in F period on the pullback, you can take a long against D's low because we stopped the one time framing up. So we went from one time frame and up, now in a balance, and then your balance area, just like we mark on our daily time frame, your balance area to be D's low to E's high, right? So you either get near balance and then find some support, rotate higher, or you get near balance high, find some resistance and rotate lower. So that's what happened in F period. And in G period, we got near D's low, balance low, good risk reward long, because at this point you could have been looking for an afternoon pullback low, seeing that we were attempting to move higher. We had been one time framing up 2 time frames in a row. Uh, and then you could have taken a long in F period or in G period against D's low. So you get long 26, 27, put your stop below 24. You risk 3 points to rotate back into the point of control at 32. You make 5. And then if you really wanted to push it, which is kind of what I wanted to do, but I took profits whenever because I was buying here around F's low and then in G period against D's low to come back into the point of control. That was my target, and I took it off. I kind of wanted to hold one to rotate up near the day's high and see if we can continue resume one time framing up again, but I did not. And clearly that was the play. I literally was buying the lows here in F and in G period. Rotated this bad boy into 41.32, took one off, hit 34, took another one off, and then I took the others off at 35 in G period as we came back above this point of control. At the time, VWAP was right around this area. You had the 144 simple moving average in this area, so I was getting long in that area. But good risk reward long, rotates higher. We stop the one time framing down because in G period we were one time framing down. We stopped that in H. I period resumes one time framing up. We break that E balance. One time frame up, one time frame up. K pulls back, we stop it. So now balance area is different, right? So we went from bull back into a balance, back into a range of I's low this time around to J's high, right? Oh, shoot. I might be getting a little into in depth, but this is how you can look at the market to kind of help you determine where to take positions, right? It helps me whenever I'm in the intraday. So when K pulled back, you could have taken a long against I's low, put your stop against below I's low here at 40. You're taking the long around 41, 42. You're risking 2 to 3 points because I's low was 39.50. So you're risking 3 points and your reward is coming back up to 53, right? That's where you want to rotate back up to. This is the Three Stooges, Curly, Larry, and Moe. We've been trying to move up higher, so shorts are more than likely going to get squeezed out. Things were in buyer's favor at this point, and you had a really good risk reward long here in K period on the pullback. So you get long, you rotate back up to 53, and you've captured another 10 to 8 points. And then we get a price probe in M after we pop through, right? Create a new high on the day, get a price probe here at 50, what was it, 54? So we have a 54 price probe, high a day, an afternoon pullback low in G, and then today's low in B period. That's all we have. It's kind of how the day shaped out, how the day played out. I was looking for that afternoon pullback low in an F and in G period. That's basically going to be the only thing I trade moving forward is afternoon pullback lows, afternoon rally highs. And on rotational days, I may get involved on an extreme buy or an extreme sell if we can't go trend. But for now, my one and only play that I'm going to be trading from here on out is the afternoon pullback low and the afternoon rally high. When it lines up like it did here on our 1 minute time frame, I just want to show you guys. If you're wondering what all these squiggly lines are, is standard deviations is what they are. But if you're looking here, I was looking to get long in these areas. Let me make sure that I'm doing that correctly. Um, yeah, 11:30. Yep. So I was buying against VWAP here around 11:30. Where's it at? Right here. I was buying against VWAP here. Volume weighted average price, right? I was buying against VWAP to come back above the 144 simple moving average because I did not believe we would get below it for very long. That's that white trending line there. Uh, get back above and then touch this first standard deviation, which is where I would have gotten out of most of my position had I decided to hold on a little bit longer. But we popped up, got above the 144, and point of control was also right there at 32. So that's where I got out a few of my contracts. And then on the pop up to 35 and that standard deviation, I got out. And then had another long opportunity here in G period. Same buying spot, right, against VWAP. Took that long there to rotate up to the standard deviation and get back above the 144. Once we got back above the 144 simple moving average and our 9 EMA, this thing continued to grind up to the next standard deviation and then continued to grind up to the third standard deviation. So it went from the first standard to the second to the third and then backed off finally. So that was a great buying opportunity here and here. It just goes to show you the risk rewards that you get when looking at 30-minute time frames and the larger picture, right? If you're waiting in the grass like a lion here on the pullback for to buy when everybody's panic selling, right? Just because we broke through an area. If we're looking to buy because these guys that sold, were either long and they had their stop in, or people are selling thinking that we're break VWAP and then go set a new low in the day or get back to the lows. However, that isn't what occurred. We held D's low, we held VWAP, and we rotated back higher. So inventory was absorbed here. Inventory was absorbed at lower prices and then distributed at a higher price. It's exactly what occurred, and that was beautiful. Another beautiful buying opportunity here against the 144 simple moving average up here. Uh, you could have bought here for a nice little scalp up. Could have bought here for a scalp up to that second standard deviation, and you could have bought here to for another scalp up to a higher day or to the standard deviation. So having things like that on your charts can help you, along with understanding the market generated information that is given to you via the 30-minute time frame, TPO, however you want to look at it. All right. So enough about that trade. Let's go ahead and mark our destinations. Mark our destinations here. So we got today's high up here at 59.25. That is today's high day. We've got our high day. 2, 1. Shall mark that. Boom. We have a price probe. So what buyers want to see tomorrow is we want to find acceptance above this price probe. So that means opening above this. And I'm kind of giving the buyer some credit here. It's not very big range that M popped up. It popped up from 54 to 59. But I'm going to give the buyers some credit here. And we're going to say that this is a price probe. So what they want to see tomorrow is acceptance above this 54 level. So you want to find acceptance above that. That means opening above this area and taking out today's high, taking out this daily high at 41.70. If we were to pull back to it, you would look to see if we still find buyers there, because where there were sellers, you'll look to find buyers. And then we have today's afternoon pullback low in G period. Afternoon pullback low here. 26.50. We'll mark that. Boom, boom. And then you have today's low day down here at 41.13. Oh my goodness. If I can click. All right, 41.13 is our low of day. So, like I said, most positive thing for buyers is to open above the price probe, open above today's high day, 59.25. If we do that, then you should have no issue rotating up to 41.70 and then pushing up to 41.88.25, which is where our other daily high is. 41.94 if we get up and get some speed to the upside. And then finally, our balance high, weekly balance high, 42.08.50. However, if we cannot and we reject this price probe, we rotate in. You can look to trade back down into this 41.32 level, get our afternoon pullback low at 41.26.50. If we get that and find no buyers, then you should have no issue rotating into the 41.13, taking that out. We will get down to 41.03.75. 41.01.50 is the next level, and then the 11 wide point of control down here at 40.87. However, I do not expect that as the market has been trying to grind higher. So we'll look to open up above the price probe. I think that's the more likely thing to happen. Open above the price probe and grind up to 41.70, 41.88.25. If you were to take today's range like such and put it above where we closed today, oh my goodness, if this thing would let me click it. Come on. You gotta love TOS. You gotta love it. It will show us getting, if you take the exact same range that we had today from the close, you'll be getting near the balance high here tomorrow, right? However, if we just do it from the price probe, you will be getting near the balance high and getting these other daily highs. If not, you open up below the price probe, then you have a good chance of getting below the previous day or today's low at 41.13. If you open up below the afternoon pullback low, then you'll be more than likely getting down. If the range is the same, you'll be looking to get down to 40.87. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got for you. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thanks for stopping by. We'll catch you guys in the next one. See you.